So then it's finally time for our chess tactics challenge here on Chess TV, and even though we've had a break here on Chess TV, I really hope you have been keeping all your skills from the last season fresh over the summer. So to kickstart this season, I have chosen a rather tricky chess puzzle with a checkmate in 3 moves. You know how this works now. You have 1 minute to find the checkmate in 3 moves. Good luck. If we start by analyzing the position, we see that white is a piece down, but has in return gotten a very strong attack against the black king. White has even had time to castle and thus securing the king's safety, which should be compared with the black king's vulnerable position. The bishop, the knight and the queen have all created great pressure on the king, and the challenge is to exploit this and checkmate the king in 3 moves. And please also note that the black king is in this position, can't go anywhere. The knight guards f8 and the bishop guards f7. If we imagine that the knight wasn't standing on g6, we see that the queen is checking the king. But this also means that the black knight on g7 easily can capture the checking queen. The same thing also applies in this situation, even though we would capture the knight on e7 or the rook on h8. Our queen is thus threatened, and we can just exclude all variations where we sacrifice her. We simply need the queen to finish this game, especially given that we already are a bishop down. Now, I assume that you all have already begun to explore the potential for a double check in this position. That is, moving the knight to a square when it checks at the same time as the king is checked by the queen. But we can also quite quickly see that the knight simply just can't jump to a square from which he can check the king, at least not now. So if we don't check with the knight or the queen, our b3 bishop is the only remaining piece in that option. So let's check with it on f7. The king can only respond by capturing the checking piece, and now we need to note that the situation has changed radically in comparison with the position only 1 move earlier. The king is certainly left in the queen's diagonal, but what we can do now is to jump with the knight to e5 with a double check. The king has 3 options, e6, f8 and g8. If the king goes to g8, we can play queen f7 checkmate, as we also do on king to f8. If the king goes to e6, however, we have 2 different checkmate moves. Either we play knight to f7 checkmate, or why not knight to c4 checkmate. And with this little tactical finesse, it's time for Professor Arne Johansson in the chess historical section, and he will connect the Danish court with chess. So here we go.